Mom, how are you?
I am doing
Rusike.
great. I'm enjoying myself here in the Rusike Kingdom.
Tell me about what's happening here.
What is happening here is that King Rusike of the Rusike Kingdom has opened his kingdom to the children of Africa in the diaspora, particularly descendants of the formerly enslaved.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you think of this idea?
I have always wondered why in 2022 there's not a single African country with a pathway to citizenship or even a conversation on how we can bring them back home
Wow.
to Africa.
Wow.
And so, with that in mind, I just finished a 7 country African tour looking for a home for the organization that I had, which is African Diaspora Development Institute. And I ended up in Zimbabwe. And then I thought, you know what? Why don't we find a community that can symbolically adopt the children of Africa in the diaspora? They just need a place to get started. So Chief Rusike is one of the chiefs I visited. And I presented to him the plight of the children. Initially, he was skeptical. He said, well, my sister, you have to go and meet with the villagers. So we met with the villagers. Initially, they too were like, what? You mean African Americans want to come to Africa to Rusike? They were just, they couldn't believe anybody would want to do that. So we told them, we said, yes, they do. They want to come home. And it's something that I find quite amazing that Africans don't think African Americans and descendants of the formerly enslaved, Afro Latinos, Afro Caribbean, they want to come home to Africa. Oh, yes, they do. So today is a great day because we got a whole group of African diaspora. Majority are from the United States. They are here to meet their symbolically adopting families who they're going to partner with, who they're going to see what their needs are for the implements in order to utilize the land that they were given by the government, the land that is being allowed to lie fallow. The children of Africa in the diaspora are saying, no more of that. We are coming home.
Wow. Wow. So what you're saying to me is we are now beginning to tap into that $3 trillion largesse that the African Americans have.
African Americans, Afro Latino, Afro Caribbean, we are saying all people
Our
of African
diaspora.
our diaspora. But this particular program, we are focusing on symbolic adoption of the descendants of the formerly enslaved. We are saying you need a place to start, just a
Wow.
home. So all of them, the villagers who are going to symbolically adopt them, they're going to give them a little half an acre to build their own little hut.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
And so you're going to start here in Rusike.
Right here in Rusike, and they're all sitting right next to Chief Rusike right now.
Where do we go from here?
From here, we're going to go, we just finished, we also have another program where we are calling it our Chiconomy program.
Oh,
We
Chiconomy.
started Chiconomy. We're going to show how we can build Africa through chickens. Chickens are the most consumed meat on earth. No meat comes even close. So it makes sense that if we can raise chickens, we started with 5,000. That one, the second batch just was picked up yesterday. In 10 days, 10,000 chickens are going to be delivered.
Wow. Wow.
And every 5 to 6 weeks, we're going to be doubling our flock. Our profit margin is 90 cents to $1. Can you imagine, son, when we now have 100,000 chicks? You know how much money that is?
That's powerful. That's
And we're
powerful.
going to take that 90 to 100,000 profit. We will take about 20,000. We put it into the clinic, into the schools, into the water. We're going to be digging up all boreholes. We'll put it into solar panels. Slowly, we are going to develop this community. The school will start from a primary school. In 5 to 10 years, we better have a university. The clinic, we have a little clinic that can't even afford paracetamol. By the way, 2 of the diaspora are medical doctors.
Yes.
They brought a lot of medical supplies,
Yes.
particularly medication.
Yes.
And
yes.
so we'll start with that little clinic. 5 to 10 years, we better have a hospital, and so forth.
Give me one message for our African diaspora and Africans on the continent.
To the African diaspora, particularly descendants of the formerly enslaved, you don't have to continue to feel homeless. You don't have to continue to feel that Africa does not want you. Those were lies that were told to you so the rule of divide and conquer can remain alive and well. Right here in Rusike Village, some of you saw the Chief Rusike last weekend. He has also put out a clarion call and said the descendants of the family enslaved, Rusike Kingdom is waiting for you. Rusike Kingdom is ready to give you a home, and Rusike Kingdom is where your journey of return is going to begin. Now, Rusika Kingdom, of course, as you know, is in the country of Zimbabwe, which, of course, we all know the Zimbabwe ruins. Zimbabwe ruins were that place where we went to, our ancestors went to seek refuge, to feel safe, to be protected, to feel at home. Once again, the big house is standing up and calling on her children around the world to come back home and be protected in Zimbabwe. Welcome.
Wow. Building the houses of stone from scratch. That's a beautiful Zimbabwe story. It's a beautiful African story. It's a beautiful world story. I'm honored.
Thank you. And of course, we are doing all this as well as children of Zimbabwe, answering the clarion call from our president, His Excellency Emerson Mnangagwa. He said, and I'll restart it in Shona, Nyika inovakwa neve nevayo. Translated into English, it means a country is going to be built by its people, and its people are you and I.
Wow. Thank you so much. A good Zimbabwe story. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
You're a
Thank
master.
you.